Gosh, we're in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Be Lucky podcast with me, Daryl Carter. Just to give you an update on what's going on in the Patreon. It's been bustling all week. We've set ourselves up for the weekend and the Newmarket July meeting with some really, really good anti-post positions. 7-1 advised during the week, 5-4 on today's selection, 10-1 during the week, 9-2 favourite on tomorrow's Friday selection. On Saturday, 16-1 advised in the July Cup, now 6-1, and 25-1 or 20-1, 25-1 widely available was advised for the now 11-4 favourite for the John Smith's Cup. So we've put ourselves in some really good position. There's some brilliant racing this week. We've got 12 races to get stuck into. Yes, come on. 12 races on ITV to get stuck into, and that's without the brilliant action at Chester in the evening and other races to take in. So without further ado, let's get cracking on this week's July Cup special Be Lucky podcast. Okay, let's kick off and let's get cracking. No nonsense today. There's 12 races. You've got to gamble responsibly. You've got to use your staking plan very, very wisely. It's a busy, busy old day for betting punters. We'll kick off in the 140, and it's the Rosedale's Maiden Filly Stakes. Now, we're going to be very, very quick here because I could not care less. I don't care who wins this. Charlie Appleby's dominated this race in recent years. He's won it 4 times in the last 6 years, and obviously his horses, the number one, effectively, Snowlight, is going to be chosen by William Buick. I have no problem at all with the race itself. There's some lovely types in there, but in terms of a betting proposition, I don't know about you, but facing into loads of unraced horses where perhaps Inside Info will know more than me, I'm just not interested, guys. I'm just really not. So I'm not going to waste your time on that 140. We'll move over to York at the 2 o'clock. York's got a fantastic card on Saturday. The top price, or actually, let's not choose that company. Let's choose best odds, right? Best odds. Ramoose is top of the market. Disappointed in the Britannia last time out. Went off actually, sorry, not in the Britannia, in the Jersey. Went off 7-2, so it was a short enough price for that contest there. Finished 4th, beaten 7 lengths by Noble Champion. He's 3-1 for Owen Burrows at the top of the market for this Mile handicap. Old Cock, can he rise to the occasion again? 4-1 for Edward Bethel. Blue for You's won it for the last 2 years. 11-2. Scythian 13-2. La Trinidad 10-1. Loves York. La Trinidad has been running well in recent starts. Float Plan 11-1. 20-1 Native American, and 25, and in fact up to 50-1 if you like, on a 4. Look, Ramoose, I thought this was an absolute weapon. I couldn't actually wait to back this for the Jersey, to be honest. Told members I thought this was a really, really smart horse. Thought the Doncaster performance was really, really good. Really good, really impressive. Maybe I'll put too much confidence and weight into that Doncaster performance because I've watched it back a few times, and I've tried to watch it and watch him in isolation, and I'm just not entirely convinced he's as good as I maybe thought he was at first impression. Maybe I jumped too soon with that horse, if you like. Sometimes that can happen. But he's a 3-year-old in here. They're getting £9 weight for age allowance. He's at the top of the market. He is unexposed and he does get that weight. So you can see why they're pushing him towards the top of the market. But 3-1 at best price for me is a price I can leave well alone. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Old Cock in second. He won here last time out. And there's just no real knocking him. He's progressive. He's fairly lightly raced. He did go a bit in and out at times last season, but he won really nicely, beating Scythian by half a length last time out. He should go well, right? He should definitely go well. There's no reason he shouldn't. Blue for You's very difficult to get a handle on him these days. He's a 7-year-old now. He's probably not quite the horse he once was. You could rely on him at York previously a few years ago, but this time around it just, I don't know. It's just, he's vulnerable, I think, to an improver personally. In fact, I think this is a wide open race. I'm going to give a chance to Native American at a price. Now, Hamad Al-Jani has had a lot of horses come from Dubai on their first start back in Britain, and they've run really, really well. Now, Native American was a big eye catcher on his penultimate start at Maiden. behind Arabian Light. He tried to come from off the pace. He had to weave in and out of horses, and he finished off his race quite nicely. The mile is a little bit of a question mark, I guess. But he returns to York, where he was so impressive on his debut. And I just wonder if that angle of him being fresh, returning to Britain, no headgear on. He wore headgear in Dubai in his last 4 starts. That is off. He wore headgear at Goodwood before he went to Dubai. That is off. So he's not worn headgear since Newmarket this time last year. And I just wonder, coming back to York, is that going to be enough to see him get his head in front? Like I say, I think it's a wide open race. I'm happy to take a chance. 20-1 each way in the 2 o'clock at York with Native American. Right, moving on, the 2:12. What a weird time that is. The 2:12 at Newmarket. It's a fillies handicap. Miss Nightfall did catch the eye of a lot of people at Royal Ascot, and that is why she is 9-4 favourite at the top of this market. Misinformation won really nicely, I thought, for Andrew Bolden at Royal Ascot. 11-4. Raneen, the unexposed 3-year-olds. 3-year-olds get £8 weight for age allowance in this race. 8-1. Miss Nightfall was also a 3-year-old. Royal Velvet 8-1. Bountiful 12-1. Saraskella for Ed Walker 14-1. Havana Pusey, who just seems to have just topped out now, maybe, for John Gallagher 16-1. More Lamb. Very, very disappointing this year so far. 20-1. Shallow 25-1. Didn't have an overly strong opinion, to be honest. I thought Miss Nightfall would have caught a lot of people's eye. She was eye-catching, if you like, at Goodwood behind Silver Ghost. She was probably racing away from the pace at Royal Ascot, but she did well to be beaten 3 lengths. I'm just not overly keen to rely on the likes of the Sandringham form and the Kensington Palace form. Just not overly keen on relying on those big field fillies handicaps. I think fillies are unpredictable at the best of times. I just worry that form has just been overbet a little bit, if you like, in the market. But the horse I would trust, because she did go my tracker last year, is Misinformation, and I know she's got to give tons of weight away here, which it's going to be a very, very, very difficult task, to be honest with you. And like, don't take 11-4 best price. Like, she's got to drift out. She has got to drift out from that. That is too short of a price. But I suppose if you just wanted to nudge me in a direction of one, I do think this Misinformation could potentially be a group filly in time. So perhaps in a handicap, she just might have the class to get the job done. But no real strong opinion in that 2:12. The 2:22, the Summer Mile at Ascot. We move over to Ascot. Group 2, really good race this. Really, really good race. Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult indeed. There's literally gnats separating them. It's 2:22. It's over the mile on the round course. Hartem hedged the market, having won at Royal Ascot 10-3, which seems very fair. Coudoir 7-2, who won this race last year. My Cloud, who steps up in grade, having won at Royal Ascot, beating Bullet Point in that Royal Hunt Cup, is 4-1. Never So Brave, who also won at Ascot, winning the Buckingham Palace, is 4-1. Prague, who was very interesting on his second start of the year, is 9-1. Nostrum gets a hood for the first time on his second start for David O'Mara, 25-1. Jesus Christ. You go back not even that long ago, and like, how on earth would you have said that, you know, Nostrum will be a 25-1 chance in the Group 2? That's mental. Point Linas is very interesting for Jamie Spencer, and Edward Bethel 25-1, and Dark Tornado, who is a useful horse in his own right, but might just be biting off a bit more than he can chew here. At 50-1, gets the first time tongue tie. Point Linas is drawn in stall 1. He's a big price to be in the frame, because he is almost certainly going to go from the front. This is an entirely different task for Never So Brave and My Cloud, because they're not on the straight course, they're on the round course. That has to be taken into consideration. Coudoir's already proven himself here. I backed him and tipped him in Paris on his seasonal return when he got the job done, but he was given a race all to himself. He dictated a slowly run race, and he kicked on for home, and he sort of just held on. I was a little bit disappointed with that performance, to be honest. I expected him to really put them to the sword much easier than that. Hartem went off favourite that day and ran no sort of race. You probably put a line from his performance there. And then Coudoir was well down the field, finished 10 for 10 behind Docklands in the Group 1 Queen Anne. Just a little bit, I suppose, unreliable at the top of the market here. Maybe the angle could be the each way angle, and that is Point Linus to get in the top. This the dead 8 runners, so three places. You'll be hoping to get in the top 2. A big price because you know he's going to go forward from stall 1. He's very tough to pass. He's going to have the rail. There's lots in his favour, and just maybe he could keep going and cling on. He is a very, very good horse on fast ground, especially when he gets to be able to dictate a race. He hasn't had fast ground since bolting up over Regal Reality July last year at Pontefract. So I do think there's more. There could be a little bit of an angle there with the each way part of the bet with Point Linus in that 222. But again, no strong opinion for win purposes. Moving back to York, it's the 235. The City of Wall Stakes. 8 runners, good ground, and a good bet in here. Washington Heights is the favourite, best price 3-1. Grand Grey for Kevin Ryan, stablemate 4-1. JM Jungle 4-1. Start of Memas 3-year-old. 3-year-olds are getting £5 in this race. Is 5-1. Apollo 1, who seems completely out of sorts, now 7 under Paul Mulrennan, 7-1. 7 questions 22-1. Miss Attitude 25s. Rosie Affair 25-1. I thought the market was being very, very generous with the price of Washington Heights in this, considering I thought he ran a cracker in the Group 1 King Stand at Royal Ascot last time. He's got a brilliant York record. I think outside of Group 1 company, he's only been beaten half a length in 3 starts, or a total just under a length in 3 starts. 5 furlongs, fast ground at York, ideal for him. And he does always come good after a couple of starts. He's had 3 starts since May, and I just think he could just be coming forward. And this is a huge dip in grade. His main market rival is stablemate Grand Grey, gets tongue tie back on first time. However, he's dropping down in trip back to 5 furlongs. I don't think he's going to be quick enough for a slick 5 furlongs on good ground at York. JM Jungles is a rock solid handicapping horse, but that is what he is, and I did not see any dangers outside of that. So Washington Heights seems to be a very, very strong bet for me on Saturday in that 235 at York. We move back over to Newmarket. It's the Bunbury Cup. Yes, the Bunbury Cup. Say that fast 3 times. More Thunder heads the market. It's the Bunbury Cup over 7 furlongs. More Thunder heads the market for William Haggis, who was considered for the July Cup. Now, this is a Group 1, the July Cup, and the horse was considered to be potentially supplemented into that race. £10, second favourite 9-2. Arcadian Thunder, who's arguably unlucky and better than the bare result behind Never So Brave in that Buckingham Palace, is 13-2. Run Boy Run 11-1. Alto, who won this couple of years ago, 14-1. Dark 30 for Richard Hannon, 16-1. Mayal 16-1, running really well. He's a monster, caught the eye last time for Hamid Al Jahani. Again, that was his first start coming back from abroad. 18-1. Billy Joel 20-1. Ebty's Guard 20-1. Gorak 33s. Golden Mine 40s, and Our Havana 40-1. More Thunder should be taking a world of whack in there, I think. I think he's so well handicapped. I think everybody thinks the same, though, right? So there's no real angle in the price. The price is gone, as in terms of trying to put him on the column, because yes, you might be putting a winner up, but how many points are you going to have on him now at a short price at sort of 15-8 general to be sort of making your money back on that? You're going to have to be putting a fair few points on, and given his run style coming from off the pace, I don't know, but I just think he should be winning this. He is better than these. He is well handicapped. He's always been highly thought of, even when it was Sir Michael Stout. 7 furlongs is going to prove his optimal trip. He's run well at Newmarket on the undulations before. There's just a lot to like about a progressive 4-year-old, and he just must go. He must go very, very close in this. So I can't see how he's been beaten. Arcadian Thunder, probably the one for each way betters at a price, just in case More Thunder bombs out. Thunder. There's your forecast. Lots of Thunder at Newmarket in the Bunbury Cup. Moving over to the 310, the John Smith's Cup. One of my favourite races of the entire racing calendar, this, including the jump season. I love this race all the time. And I've got quite a good record in it. It's over 10 furlongs, 10 furlongs and half a furlong. Add that up. Archivist heads the market. Jordan Stall 6. Adam Farah is on for William Haggis. Reason Tom Marquand is not here. I don't think he can do the weight. I might be mistaken there, but I'm pretty sure he can't do the weight. I'll double check that for you in a moment. But he's 7-2 best price. 11-4 with 365, and 11-4 with William Hill. See that Storm. Definitely a danger to the favourite at 6-1, having run some really decent sectionals at Redcar behind Liberty Coach. Probably should have won that day and then finished behind Burrito here at York over course and distance. Thunder Run. It's got to give a lot of weight away here now. 7-1, the Clipper Logistics Handicap winner from last year. The only 3-year-old to do it for fucking many years. Fox Legacy, drawn out in stall 19, 10-1. Hand of God for Harry Charlton, still not come to hand yet. 10-1. Nakib, too slow for this. 12-1. Brioni for Alan King. 16-1. Romeo, 16-1. Paddy the Squire. Turns out quite quickly, 7 days ago, he ran second to Plage de Half at Haydock. 20-1. Falak, 25-1. Have Secret, 25-1. Mirabeau, 25-1. Austrian Theory, 33. Ancient Rome's turned out quite quickly. I'm hoping they're going to go in at Goodwood with Ancient Rome, 35-1. Dark Moon Rising, 51. Bloody hell, I'm bigger the rest. Right, let's have a breather. Let's have a quick drink. Sorry. Archivist. Maximum bet for members. The last time he ran 14 days ago in a Class 3. Step up in grade today, but also a step up in trip, which could be the avenue for improvement for him, which should be the avenue for improvement for him. I think he's a horse firmly on the upgrade. He's completely unexposed on a quicker surface. I think fast ground is exactly what he wants. He's drawn well in stall 6. He's getting £10 weight for age allowance. He gets in under a £5 penalty. So all those facts and figures and all that crap adds up. But for me, he's a really progressive horse we haven't seen the best of yet. His run the last day at York was a very, very slowly run race, and he quickened up really well. He made hard work of it, but I'm not surprised considering how slow they went, and he had to quicken up and get going. He will appreciate a stronger gallop. He should be ridden fairly handily. They'll have no concerns about the trip. This has been the plan since before he ran at York. I spoke to William Haggis. He kindly exchanged a couple of emails with me, and this has been the plan the entire time. Now, members are on this horse at 25-1 and 20-1. Fingers crossed. My job is now done. I've got us to the race on a decent price. Hopefully, Archivist can go and do his part of the job and finish it off. I actually don't fancy anything else in the race other than him. I think See the Storm will be there or thereabouts. I think Hand of God may run a little bit better than he has done the last twice. But I really just don't like anything else in the race. And for me, Archivist, please get the job done, my boy. Please get the job done. Right, moving on back over to Newmarket. It's the 325, the Mile Handicap. Bedouin Prince is a horse I quite like. William Buick, Charlie Appleby, the choice of William Buick, off a mark of 100. This is his handicap debut. 5-2 best price. 5th column, 11-4 for John and Thady Gosden. Ryan Moore takes that ride. Nice horse, 5th column, and he's stepping forward of each run. Rafid, who was very, very disappointing in the Britannia, needs to bounce back. He needs to prove that's all wrong. 7-2, Mr. Winston, 15-2, a winner at Chester last time. Does like Chester. Secret Theory, 12-1. Thunder Wonder, 20s. Loves Musselburgh. Sex on Fire, 25-1. Now, I'm not a man that questions William Buick. I'm not. But Bedouin Prince did look very, very good 57 days ago when he beat Wicked by 4 lengths. Hit the line fairly hard, fairly strongly. That was just his second start of the year. He's entirely unexposed because could have loads more to come. But the form is not there to suggest that, from handicap in terms, that he is exceptionally well handicapped. Now, he may well be, because he may improve for fast ground, he may improve for experience, etc., etc. But the bare form is not there to get him to a mark of 100. In turn, Secret Theory, who's ridden by James Doyle, is obviously a second string, has been recently gelded. The hood has come off, but his form stacks up every and which way you turn. He beat a 90 rated horse at Newmarket called Spirit of Summer. He then beat Archivist at Nottingham, where perhaps Archivist, didn't get the rub of the green that day. But Mr. Winston was left well behind him. He hit the line very, very strongly. He was then uneasy on the track at Goodwood, and he was pretty keen. Came out slowly. outpaced at a stage, but stayed on really strongly. Went off 7-4 favourite for that. The winner was Amelot, who's gone on to win the Queen's Vase. The third was Noble Champion, who's won the Jersey Stakes. I think that is decent form. I think that's actually the best form in the race. So I'm going to happily disagree with William Buick here, despite the fact that I think Bedouin Prince has the potential, to be a group horse or whatnot. But I do think Secret Theory has a lot more to offer. And at double figure price, best price 12-1 currently, I can't see him being backed. But I'm going to have a go each way on him. We've got 7 runners, 2 places. I can see Godolphin filling the first 2 here. Perhaps it'll be Bedouin Prince and Secret Theory. 5th column following them home. But for Secret Theory, double figure price, I think you can take a chance there. 3.45 at York. John Smith Silver Cup Stakes. This is very difficult. I'd never like going against Al Kareem. I'm always on the wrong side of Al Kareem. He's a horse that is so tough and so difficult to pass. He's 7-4 market leader. He's priced accordingly. Table Talk is progressive. Back at York where he won the Melrose, 3-1. Correct price. Subsequent beat Table Talk last year at Ascot, but is making his seasonal return. Perhaps wants a little bit of ease in the ground. Could throw a turn up here, but is 5-1 is priced correctly. Samurai 6-1 under Holly Doyle. One Smooth Operator 12-1. Maglark 33-1. It's not racing going to be able to bet in, guys, because I couldn't find any angle. I thought the market had read it exactly how I had read it, and therefore, with the amount of racing on offer, I can happily walk away. I know it doesn't help you, but got to be honest, right? 4 o'clock at Newmarket. This could be really telling on the 2,000 guineas market. So if you do fancy Italy, who is leading this field here in the Superlative Stakes over 7 furlongs at 4-6 for the 2,000 guineas next year, I would suggest backing him before this race. He's around 12-1 in the anti-post market, but that will cut in half if he wins this impressively. He looked outstanding on his debut, and I think he's a very, very talented horse indeed. Sabre Desert for William Buick and Charlie Appleby next in line. Again, Wild Desert for James Doyle and Charlie Appleby 17-2. Venetian Lace 11-1. Moonfall 16s. Rakib is a nice horse and could just sneak in. Rakib's not, he's not completely out of this. I thought he ran really well at Ascot, but he just probably doesn't have the scope of improvement as the likes of Italy. He's 28s. Bourbon Blues 40s. They tried their hand again at Royal Ascot, and he really did outrun his odds, finishing 8th, only beaten 6 lengths by Castad. But I think Italy is a miles clear of these. It's hard to say that because they're so lightly raced, but I was so impressed with Italy. And given the interference he overcome on the day, considering his inexperience, I thought it was a very, very good show. But just remember, if you do want to back Italy or something for the 2,000 guineas and you like something in this race, try and think ahead. Try and think ahead and get ahead of the market. Moving on to the 4.35, the July Cup, the Group 1 on the card. The feature of the entire July meeting at Newmarket. Notable speech has been supplemented. William Buick rides 3-1 best price. Flora of Bermuda caught on the wrong side of the track when behind Lazette at Ascot in the Jubilee. Just unlucky, really. I don't think she would have ever reversed the form with the front 2, but she just was caught poorly placed. She might have finished a bit closer. 5-1 here. Whistle Jacket 13-2. Inner Sharon gets cheek pieces for the first time. 7-1. Symbol of Honour 8-1. Believing, who has just continues to be dealt bad draw after bad draw. No longer has the services of Ryan Morksey's on Whistle Jacket, but Billy Lochnan takes the ride here. Jordan Store 10-1. Big Mojo, 14-1. Night Raider, 22-1. Spy Chief, who's an interesting 3-year-old thrown in here, 22-1. 3-year-olds, what weight do they get? £6. £6 for 3-year-olds. Jasor, 33-1, who is just a pain in the arse. IDs of March, 66. Rogue Lightning, 66. No Half Measures, 80. Run to Freedom, who actually loves Newmarket. Wouldn't surprise me to see him outrun his odds. 100-1. Twilight Calls, 125-1. Notable speech, Jordan 4. Flora Bermuda, Jordan 5. Whistle Jacket, Jordan 2. Symbol of Honour, Jordan 8. Big Mojo, Jordan 9. Night Raider, probably the pace, Jordan 1. Can see you wanting to be drawn low here. I think there's lots and lots in the favour of Notable speech. He has shown blistering sectionals previously at the likes of Kempton. And I actually think they were trying to make this horse into a miler following his Guineas win. But I actually think that he won the Guineas because he was a race-fit horse. And I just think the others have caught up with him at that trip. And I just think he's a little bit vulnerable over the mile. He travels supremely well. His stride pattern would say the drop back and trip is well in his favour. And I really fancy him to land the July Cup at 4:35 on Saturday at Newmarket. Go on, a notable speech, my baby. Final race of the day, guys. Ascot 450. Really tricky 5 furlong handicap. The first horse that caught my eye in here is a massive price, but Holcomb Bay 7-2 at the top of the market for William Knight. Ran a really nice race at Ascot last time. He seems to go really well at this venue. And he's down to 5 furlongs, probably because he wants a real strong gallop to aim at. Brandon Wilkie claims 3 off. He's well handicapped, surely. Red Orange, Clive Cox in next. Blue Day, Harry Charlton 9-1. Stormy Impact, Richard Farr, 10-1. Woodhay Wonder seems to have gone off the boil now, 11-1. Existent, always there, but never in the first place finish in the winners' enclosure, 12-1. Wolverhampton 12-1. Looks Ascot as well, could go well. Oliver Searle claims 5. Fairly handicapped. Paddy's Day 14s. Owls are here. They are churning this horse out like butter. Like butter to get him to win. Drawn high in 18, which is probably good for him. 16-1. And it's much bigger than the rest. I looked at Germanic. I thought Germanic was interesting. Kieran Fallon gets on. I've liked this horse. Got a soft spot for this horse. But he's just been so poor when he comes off the bridle. It's very hard to back a horse when they seem to travel so well. But when they come off the bridle, they don't find nothing. Frustrating, but Holcomb Bay's got it all to do. He's in stall 1, but he is a well handicapped horse, and he might just be well handicapped enough to overcome the draw. Guys, I hope you really enjoy Saturday. Please do bet responsibly. No nonsense. Do bet responsibly. There's loads and loads of races on. It's a brilliant day of action. Thank you so much for your support in watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to come and have a look at Daryl Carter Racing, our loyalty members group closes on the 31st of July. Loyalty group is the group of people that have been with me for time before September that will be rewarded by getting all of the Cheltenham content in the National Hunt season when it becomes really popular, an hour earlier than everyone else. And let me tell you, those prices will move. You're quite welcome to join as a normal £26 paying member. It's the same as the loyalty group, but you'll just get the Cheltenham content an hour later. If you'd like to bypass the loyalty group, it's going to cost you an extra tenner, unfortunately. And I'm just doing it to protect the prices for members and give them a little bit back for supporting me over this time. But guys, until next time, whatever you're doing, be lucky.